Hey folks, it's Moxley here and welcome to another TEW2020 video. You join us for our latest event, which is AEW Blood and Guts number 3, the second installment of Blood and Guts that I've personally done on the save, so we're looking to surpass what we've done last year. We should just beat the attendance of 37,000. I think it's targeting about 42 because the industry is in a bit of a decline and we are affected by that. A show rating of 81, well, that's all down to how our main event does. Last year, we can see we went with Hangman, Danielson, Punk, and the Lucha Bros against Omega, Cole, Malachi Black and the Young Bucks, and that registered an 81. I think we should surpass that because we are going to go with the cheap opening segment to get the 100 rating. But quite happy with how the show's booked. Hopefully it pays off because a lot of this will lead in to Double or Nothing. So without further ado, let's crack on with Blood and Guts 2023. So we've got 17 segments on the show. I've got 40,600 fans at the Guaranteed Rate Field Stadium in Chicago, Illinois. And we have just some words being traded between our two championship protagonists. The challenger, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and the champion, Hangman Adam Page. MGS said that this is his time, this is his destiny. Nothing is going to stop him from becoming AEW World Champion. And Hangman just says he's going to stomp some cowboy shit out of MJF. 100 segment, performance of MJF was good. Hangman struggled off script, but it means all the pressure goes on our main event, which is actually one of the Blood and Guts matchups. I have had to change the Blood and Guts a little bit. One of the wrestlers that was participating did not like the injury risk involved in a War Games match, so it was the total cage match or whatever it is that TCW have in the default database. So similar kind of idea, but 4v4. Blame Mr. Brian Danielson for that one. But we jump straight into TNT Championship action, and it was about that had great wrestling and good heat as Jeff Cobb defeated Miro in 1420 with the Tour of the Islands. Jeff Cobb wins the AEW TNT Championship, a 76, and 88 performance. This was a wild brawl match because it was under 15 minutes. Good to see both guys had great chemistry together, so we'll give them longer time, future matchup, a rematch for Miro, but I felt like Jeff Cobb's time to become champion benefited from being an amazing for him, and looking forward to his run. Miro was a good kind of transitional champion in this effect. Celebrations for Jeff Cobb at 72, before we moved on to the first War Games matchup, or the Blood and Guts matchup. A decent matchup saw the team of Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, sounds familiar, defeat the team of Tyler Black, Buddy Matthews and the AOP, sounds familiar, in the 4v4 match in 28-21 when Adam Cole pinned Buddy Matthews even, with a flying crossbody. Bobby Fish, the weak link here, with just a 45 performance, everyone else pretty solid ones, the best one of a lot being from Adam Cole, just with Tyler Black behind, but continues the feud between these two factions, and an undisputed victory for the babyface team. And Akum botched and nearly injured Roddy Strong. Fantastic. We have a hype package for the newest acquisition to AEW, which is Drew Galloway, which just drew a 66. So you can see with Drew's over this here, there's a long way we're going to have to go with him to get him to main event level. And we saw a TBS Championship matchup. A decent matchup, Toni Storm defeats Shayna Baszler in 13:53 by submission. For defence of the belt for Toni Storm, a 61. Shayna's going to retire in like 2 months, so it was just to give her a swan song basically, a thank you and goodbye. That sounded quite aggressive, that. Backstage we see Drew Galloway talking with the two authority figures on screen, Mick Foley and Daria Berenato, 63, just to give Drew some exposure. And then we moved on to a very impressive tag team matchup that had great wrestling and good heat as Sting and Darby Allin defeat Sami Zayn and Kevin Steen in 13:47 when Sting pinned Sami. 83 overall, 4 good performances there. You're probably wondering why Sting over Sami. Being realistic, I think Sami would be the guy that'd be quite happy to take the fall to Sting here and keeps him relevant, and we'll keep using him in this occasional wrestling capacity when the time is right. But a good win and an 83. Fantastic. Moving along, we then had the 81, which was about that had great heat and good wrestling, as AJ Styles defeated Cody Rhodes in 14:43 with a phenomenal forearm. 81, this was the steal of the show match of the night because it was under 15 minutes. AJ obviously was sitting about 74 over since he came over from WWE, so again just trying to ascend that overness with a win over the American Nightmare. Then some words with FTR, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, and they're just laughing. They say the big matchup they've got against Ace and Christian, they're not going to last 30 minutes. This is just going to be tire them out and then pick up the win. Top guys out. 71 promo. A matchup. Wow. About that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Ace and Christian Cage defeat FTR in a 30-minute Iron Man match in 30 minutes by 3 falls to 1. Ace and Christian make the first defence of the AEW tag titles. Ace carried the matchup, and overall a very good 82, so props to them, fair play. Wouldn't let me do 2 out of 3 falls, which I wanted to go, but Iron Man, I thought that kind of ties into this. Can they still hang with 2 prime athletes? And on this occasion, they certainly could. There are some words from CM Punk on Shinsuke Nakamura, and he just says, oh great, we see already how bloated this roster's getting. Another guy here trying to steal some of my mic time. So we'll see what happens when I beat Shinsuke. That was an 84. That matchup was expected to be this way. Superb matchup. Nakamura defeats Punk in 21-27 by countout. 74. Plenty of reasons I can advise why that's happened, and it'll make sense. Nakamura far less over than CM Punk. You can't have Nakamura lose on his debut. So I felt countout victory leaves the Punk reasonably strong. Keep Punk strong in the matchup, so that obviously will hamper the segment rating, but overall all leads to boosting Shinsuke Nakamura going forward and protects CM Punk. And he can continue the feud. We then had the exceptional matchup for the AEW World Championship, where Hangman Adam Page defeated MJF in 32-28 with the buckshot lariat. During the matchup, we had the Wardlow turn on MJF. Hangman makes the 9th defence of the world title, an 86 overall. This probably could have main evented. 86 for Hangman, 90 for MJF, and lack of psychology. That's the reason I didn't make it the main event, was because of the lack of psychology. I knew that was going to be a factor, so that's why I didn't put it in that spot. But if they had psychology, probably could have looked at a 90 for that. But yeah, Wardlow, 6 segments. He is a babyface. And after the matchup, he power bombs MJF through a table. 84. We then have it's faltered. We actually might lose pop with this show, but it makes sense. But anyway, good matchup. John Moxley and Eddie Kingston, and Proud and Powerful defeat Bryan Danielson, Prince Devitt, and a Boy Needs Dinosaur in a total mayhem match by 2 falls to 1 in a 30-minute time limit. Your winners: Moxley, Kingston, and Proud and Powerful. Meaning, Proud and Powerful will get a championship match for the tag team titles. John Moxley will get a championship match for the TNT Championship, and Kingston will challenge it for the AEW World Championship. So just to confirm, Double or Nothing, Hangman versus Eddie, Moxley versus Jeff Cobb, and Ace and Christian versus Proud and Powerful. I'm looking forward to it. So 86 is with a stare-off between Hangman and Eddie, and we finished the show 78, so it would have been an absolutely stellar show. We just obviously placed the wrong main event, but the permutations here was why I wanted it in the main event, and I was not too sure how that would do. But overall, worse than last year. But I think Double or Nothing, you're already looking at some good stuff. I've already got some matches in my head, other than the ones I've mentioned there. Obviously, we are looking at Wardlow versus MJF as well. There's a few others I'm still on the fence with, but at least 4 matches that we are going to see. I'm just going to see if there's anything major in the menus. I don't think there's any we've tried to pitch from WWE in this occasion. Certainly not D1. Triple that's fine. So overall, mostly majority is good. don't need Daryl Sharma. And this is going to be Eddie Kingston wanting a pay rise, so we'll give him 75%. That's what I tend to go with. And it's just telling us about those contracts. And Blood and Guts got an 18.94 TV rating. Financially, up to 21 million. Good. You can see the money we make for broadcasting. We do a lot on the AEW network. It just is how we make our money. But overall, pretty happy with it. It could have been a lot better, but puts us in a good position for Double or Nothing. So next up you'll see in the channel will be the history lesson. That'll be just before New Year. Double or Nothing will just be whenever I book it. So keep tuned to the socials and keep tuned to your inboxes. So cheers for watching. Take it easy. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.